Welcome to Roosevelt Live. In this segment of the show, we're going to talk about the president. The president made a decision the other day to come out and support same-sex marriage. If you are a religious person, Christianity, go to church every Sunday, I'm sure that some people will blatantly and vehemently disagree with the president's view. And it's a view. I try not to look at it as in somehow he's changing the laws because he says he agreed with marriage equality, as they call it. So my thing was, if you're a voter and you vote on one topic issue, then you won't vote for the president because him coming out for marriage equality, as it's called today. And if that's not the case, and you're more concerned about the economy and other things, then you will vote according to who you think is the best candidate for that stuff. In my own personal opinion, since this is a show about opinions, I personally believe that whether the president is for or against gay and lesbian people marrying one another, to me it's irrelevant, because it's irrelevant in the sense that it's not going to help me in everyday life with my business, with my family. It does me no good. People might say, well, Roosevelt, you're saying you're not for equal rights for everybody. I'm for equal rights for everybody. Of course I am. And I do recognize that there was a time in this country where women couldn't vote, and we need to rectify that so they can have equal rights. There was a time in this country where blacks couldn't vote, African Americans couldn't vote, and we had to rectify that. There was a time in this country where African Americans could not legally marry someone of another race. We had to rectify that. So clearly there are times when there was not equality within the Americans that lived in America. And I'm sure that there are people out there saying that they deserve the right to have marriage equality. And there's some people out there saying they're looking at it from a religious standpoint and saying absolutely not. That clearly they say, according to their religion, that the Bible doesn't speak of that. When I heard the other day, and I thought it was somewhat strange, and I don't recall the guy's name now, but he was on one of the major networks, and they were talking about the same subject, and he said, well, he was talking about marriage and marriage being between one man and one woman, and the guy wanted to know, well, before people get married, can't people get married that love each other? And he mentioned the ability to procreate, and I thought about this, and I said, well, he decided that one man and one woman would be married, and the reason he said for being married was to reproduce. The problem with that statement is that there are people out here that can't reproduce. Should they not marry? There are people out here that marry at an older age when it is no longer possible to produce children. Should they marry but not have any type of relationship within the four walls of their own home? Because some people out there clearly believe that the only reason why people should have any type of intimacy is only to have children only. And that if you're not having children, there should be no reason for it. That makes no sense to me personally, for people to try to decide what someone can do in the compounds of their own home. Because, well, regardless of what religion you are, what you believe in, what denomination you are, at the end of these days on this earth, only we, if we believe in there's a God, then it's one at a time, people. That's what I mean. I can't take you anywhere. If you believe in heaven and hell, I can't take you to heaven, I can't take you to hell. There's nothing I can do to get you in or out. It's an individual person's individual choice if we believe in that frame of mind, we believe in that type of religious concept. I personally didn't, as I watched the news stations burn up talking about it, breaking news, it never really mattered to me. Honestly, I don't care. And I don't say it in a negative way. If it's a guy and a guy want to marry, that's their prerogative. If it's a woman and a woman want to marry, that's their prerogative. I don't vote against or for it. It's their prerogative. That's what they want to do. And people want to get married, let them get married. If you're a person that believes in Christianity and believes that somehow that this is not God's will, you can believe whatever you want to believe. If you're a gay or a lesbian person or bisexual or whatever the names are associated with it, and you believe that it's within the compounds of the Bible, that's their opinion too. So I feel like we're on this earth individually, we make individual decisions, and if we believe there's a maker at the end, that then that maker will decide whether or not we've been within or without the lines of what he wants us to be. People say God made man in his own image. I think that's just figuratively speaking, because in what image? Because you have people with that all kinds of ways. I think in the image of the spirit, not the flesh. I'm not here to teach religion, because I'm not a person that can preach on religion to anybody. Not that I don't believe in God. I'm just saying I can't preach it. But let me turn the subject back to where it started from, and that is the president had breaking news. It was all over all the networks that he said he spoke with his wife and his kids, and he felt like he got some insight. And there are people apparently on his staff that are lesbian and gay, as I imagine. And he said that his kids have friends, their parents are of the same sex, and somehow America, when they looked at the numbers, I guess a slight majority of Americans feel marriage equality is okay. I personally is concerned not about whether people are getting married or not. I think it helps boost the economy, because the more people are allowed to marry, the more people are going to go out and get married, the more people are going to plan weddings, the more wedding planners are going to make money, more facilities are going to rent their facility, more cake makers are going to make more cakes, more people are going to make more dresses or suits or whatever. More money, more money, more money. Stimulate the economy. I'm down for that. Well, I have no problem with people wanting to get married. I don't necessarily mean I agree. It's not my job to do anything about it, one way or the other. People say, well, if you disagree, somehow they say, well, you don't believe in rights for everybody. I didn't say that. And they say, well, people have a right to be married. How come they don't have a right to be married? If they want to get married, go ahead. It doesn't bother me personally. It really doesn't. I don't think anybody should. If you watch the show enough, you know when it came to Don't Ask, Don't Tell, you know I was completely down with that. That's the right thing to do. One's sexual orientation have nothing to do with being in the military at all. No one should be denied an opportunity to go to the military because of whether they were gay or straight or not. I think that's crazy, and I don't believe in it. And throughout this world, no matter what sports you're in, no matter what business you're in, I don't care what the business is, somebody in that business is going to be gay or lesbian. No doubt about it. Whether they come out the closet or not, somebody is. Somewhere around. Just because we don't recognize it, doesn't mean they're not there. And a lot of times people get nervous, they get shaky or concerned that somehow a person is gay, that somehow they're standing by your child, that somehow your child going to become gay or lesbian. Stupid. That's dumb. I heard the guy say again, I wish I remembered his name, when he basically said that he felt it was a learned behavior. That he felt that he teaches his kids, he don't have to worry about his kids because the way he teaches kids, the way they've been brought up, and the values they have will prevent them from being gay or lesbian. I think that's preposterous, it's funny, it's asinine, and he's out of touch with common sense if he believes that. But that's clearly what he believes. But then that means he's saying that anybody's children that are gay or lesbian, that somehow they didn't parent them right. Somehow they didn't do the right thing. Somehow they didn't give them the right values. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think it has nothing to do with the values. I don't think it has anything to do with how you brought your children up. If that was the case, then I can make the argument that there are people out there that children grow up with drug addict mothers and in-prison fathers, and they grow up to be successful people in this world. Doctors and lawyers and everything else. How come that bad parenting or like up parenting didn't cause them to be a criminal? It's some people out there are criminals. But even when they're criminals, their parents were good, law-abiding, working hard, educated people, and their children wound up being ding-dongs. Happens all the time. So I don't agree with people saying that somehow that if you raise your kids a certain way, then somehow they won't turn out a certain other way. I think that's ridiculous. The president made a stand. Will it hurt him politically? It might. And it might not. I think some people will turn away. Some people will turn toward. There'll be a lot of people turning away because they don't agree. There's going to be other people that's in that frame of mind or live that type of lifestyle that will turn toward the president because of the same reasons that some people are turning away. What's my opinion? Traditionally I believe in men marrying women and women marrying men. That's how I was raised. That's how I was taught. That's what I knew all my life. Do I think people that are same-sex should be able to get married if they want to. If they want to. Like I said, it stimulates the economy, but it's not just that. I don't think you should be discriminated against in life, period. And as African American, and been down those roads of discrimination, I'm not one that want to discriminate against anybody else. People say a lot of things about people that are lesbian and gay. I'm not that one. I believe that people can do whatever they want to do. When it comes down to religion, everybody got their beliefs, and I may agree or disagree, but at the end of the day, I believe people have a right to do what they want to do within the law. And if the law is there and they want to do it, then by all means they should be allowed to do it. Now somebody might say, yeah, but Roosevelt was a time when the law was sitting in a place that said black people couldn't vote. And am I saying that it was okay because the law was there? I say everybody deserves rights under the law, equal rights under the law. If the law is in place and it is not right under the Constitution, we need to change it. But other than that, I don't really care. I mean, not in a bad way, meaning I don't care, which means that I don't change my position on how I feel about the president and the presidency. It's not going to waver me on who I will or will not vote for. Because in my lifetime that I've been voting, there's never been a president that I 100% agree with. Never. I agree with different things. All things I don't. The question is, are they deal breakers? At the end of the day, is it a deal breaker? And I think some of the other things that are going on, it's not a deal breaker for me at all. Some people may say, so, well, we already knew you was voting Democrat. Well, yeah, this time around I am for sure. But there was 8 years ago I wasn't sure at all. And it was years before then when I voted Republican. So for people that just think that somehow I'm just on the bandwagon of the president and that's it, well, at this time around I don't see no other choice. The choices that I see, this choice that I saw, I don't like. So I'm going by the one. I don't mind saying. A lot of people say, "Oh, Roosevelt, voting is a private thing," and you're saying it out. Well, listen, if people are gonna crucify me wanting to vote for somebody that I believe is doing the best for the country, that I believe is some of the things that the president was trying to put forth, it directly impacts my family, and so I vote based on my family. That's how I vote. It's a personal thing for me, and that's the way it goes. Those are my opinions. Everybody has the right to their opinions. People don't like my opinions, that's okay. I mean, that's what makes life better when you have opinions and people don't like them. It's better than everybody just being a yes man or a yes lady. I enjoy that. You can always find me and you can always reach me. liveroosevelt@gmail.com. Go out there and check out segments of the show. Especially this season, we've uploaded several videos. We upload, I don't know, about 3-4 a week, I guess now. Go out there and check them out. See what I'm talking about and some other topics, or maybe topics that you missed one day when you weren't at the television set or whatever. Feel free to go out there and check it out. YouTube.com/Roosevelt Live. We're on every Wednesday. And as you see the writing come up on the screen, we're on every Wednesday, 6:30, plays to 7:30, repeats itself on Friday. That's Bright House Channel 950, 949. There's Verizon Channel 3036. Comcast Channel 20. So it would be no reason why you can't catch the Roosevelt Live show, no matter where it's at. Continue to send those emails. We're getting about 100 emails a week. So keep sending them. I try to read as many as I can, and I try to respond as many times as I can. Sometimes it's hard not because it's 100 emails, but because I have several email addresses, and I probably have about 6 or 7 email addresses. So my emails for me is probably running close to 1,000 a week. That's a lot for me. Some people may say that's not very many. That's a lot for me because, like I said, I'm holding at least 7 accounts, so I get quite a bit of email. So I try to get to the Gmail as quick as I can. It comes on my phone along with the rest of them, so I'm able to catch them quite frequently. But again, the president made his decision. The vice president made his decision. There were people that didn't like it, and there were people that like it. Whichever one side you follow is the one you follow. Personally, for myself, everybody deserves the right to have the same ability to do what other people do as long as it's legal. That's my opinion. I'm Roosevelt, and I'm the host of Roosevelt Live.